Hey everyone, I'm here at Cowboy Harley Davidson in Beaumont, Texas. Here in a little while, my son and I are going to meet up with some friends, and we're going to ride to Galveston Island and tour a U.S. Coast Guard ship. I think what makes this ship unique is that it's a sail ship. I didn't know that our military or the Coast Guard still used any modern ships that were sailboats. So that'll be interesting to go to Galveston Island and tour this ship, and I'll take you along on the ride. Well, as the name suggests, Galveston Island is an island. There's three ways there. One is the ferry. On the east end, the west end, there's a little toll bridge, and kind of the north side of the island, there's a long causeway that goes over to Texas City. Well, we're riding the ferry, and what often happens in the summer is there's a long wait just to get on the ferry. So we'll see. We got in line here at the ferry landing at about 11:30. We'll see what time it is when we get off the ferry over on the Galveston side. Of course, the ferry ride itself is about 20 minutes long. But this is kind of part of the experience. If you're coming to Galveston for fun, you really don't mind the ferry. It's kind of a novelty thing to ride a boat on your motorcycle to get to a destination. Well, I know Danny's not shy. He's the one that put together the ride. Let's see if I can get Danny on the camera. Where are you taking us, Danny?
We're going into Galveston to the pier downtown to visit the United States Coast Guard tall ship. It's their sailing training vessel that most officers participate at one time or another. And today they're giving free tours.
I was surprised in the 21st century that Coast Guard would even have a sailing ship. That's kind of fascinating to me.
It's one of the last ones out there for training purposes. It's a steel hull, 3-masted schooner. And that's about all I know about it. It's the first time I've been on it. Being Jim and I are both Coast Guard commanders in the auxiliary, and we could have gone on tomorrow as military personnel, but I decided to take my friends.
It does have an engine on it, but they claim that up when they have the sails up, it actually goes quicker than what the engine can propulse.
I guess if there was some apocalyptic event, that sail ship might come in handy. You wouldn't think so, but
I want to go.
Yeah, you want to go on the sail ship? Yes.
Way gas is nowadays.
Of course, now we'll see how gas prices. We need some sails for our motorcycles. Who knows how long we'll be in line? Again, that's part of the experience if you go to Galveston on the ferry. And the Indians are not outnumbered today. We've got 2 Indians, 2 Harleys, and a Honda. Usually the Indians are outnumbered with the Harley Davidson. Well, the ferry is pulling up to the ferry landing. Of course, we're not quite off the ferry yet, but it's been an hour and a half since we got in line. I guess that's not too bad. It is June on a Friday. So we got in line at 11:35, and it is 5 minutes after 1. So by the time we get off the ferry, it'll be a little more, just over an hour and a half to get from the tip of the Bolivar Peninsula to Galveston Island. Now we can go around the Galveston Bay toward Houston, go down through Baytown, Texas City, what we call going around on the mainland side and taking that long causeway bridge. But again, if we're coming over here for pleasure, riding the ferry is not too bad at all. Didn't see any dolphins today. Most of the time you ride the ferry you do, but some people go up on the upper deck and look for dolphins. I think we're going to go eat lunch. Well, I guess better. I think we're going to go eat lunch before we go to the Coast Guard ship. Now we just have to see how long it's going to take to get off this thing. No telling which side they unload first or which row. Of course, down here in this part of Texas, it gets warm and it is very humid. The humidity, I think, makes the heat feel worse. But we do get to ride our motorcycles year-round. If you're an impatient person, you don't want to come this way, because you wait to get on the ferry. You get loaded on the ferry, you wait for the ferry to depart. The ferry arrives, you wait to be unloaded. Looks like we may get off first here. Today I have my camera mounted on the dash of my fairing. Sometimes I put it on my helmet. Today I just put it on the ferry. On the fairing. Like I said, I think we're going to eat first. It's after 1 o'clock and I'm hungry. We'll see where Danny is going to take us to eat. Sometimes when we go on a group ride, you know, people give us their directions on how they're going. I'm thinking, oh, all I got to do is follow the bike in front of me. I don't have to worry about how to get there or get home if I'm following the bike in front of me. We usually leave as a group and come home as a group, but sometimes once we get to the destination, someone will go home a different way or want to make additional stops on the way home. So I don't know about today. There's, what, we got 5 bikes, 7, I think 7 people. I love Galveston Island. This is my favorite city in the entire state of Texas. If the insurance wasn't so expensive here, Texas windstorm, flood insurance, all of that stuff, I would love to retire on Galveston Island. They do have some fantastic hospitals down here as well. And of course the beach. Danny's giving all kinds of signs there. Years ago when I had a rode with a Goldwing group, back then, this was 20 years ago, everyone had CBs on their Goldwings and it was easy to communicate. Of course now a lot of people have the wireless communication, their headsets on their helmets that can communicate from helmet to helmet. I'm a little thrifty by nature, so I haven't invested in that kind of technology yet. It took me a long time before I spent my money on my GoPro camera, but I really enjoyed it. I've had so much fun with this camera. I appreciate you watching the video. If you haven't subscribed, I would invite you to do so. Most of my videos are motorcycle related. Looks like Danny may be going down to the seawall. A lot of good eating places. Of course you've got, you know, it's an island, so as you might imagine there's seafood restaurants. They actually have some good Mexican restaurants down here. I've been to a good barbecue place on Galveston Island. They have condominiums you can buy, you can rent. There's the Gulf of Mexico. Of course, they have a major motorcycle rally down here every year, the Lone Star Rally. Usually takes place toward the end of October, late October, early November. I was turning my head so you could see the beach and I realized my camera's on my dash, not my helmet. I mean, I can get down and get stopped. I can turn my handlebars that way. Maybe you can see the beach. Let's see. Get to a complete stop. I don't know if my handlebars will turn that. You might be able to see the beach there. And of course, gift shops galore. A lot of gift shops right down here on the beach, on the seawall. There's a gift shop on the left over there called Wings. Been in there numerous times. Nothing like being out on a motorcycle with your friends. There was a 10% chance of rain today, and about halfway down the Bolivar Peninsula we hit some hard rain, but we didn't anticipate it lasting very long. We just kept riding and my knees got a little wet and that was about it. We rode out of it not long after we rode into the rain, but you could kind of look and tell it was just, you know, raining really hard, but it looked like just that one little section. I think the population of Galveston Island is about 50,000 people. And of course it swells tremendously in the summertime. On the right side there are places to eat, more gift shops. The Gulf on the left side with the beach. I mean, you have typical fast food places. We passed McDonald's back there. There's a Jack in the Box. We just passed the beach there on the left where you can actually park on the beach. Anywhere on the Bolivar Peninsula you can park on the beach, but on Galveston Island they have restricted areas that allow you to park on the beach. There is an amusement park up on the left side there, built out on a pier. Used to be the flagship hotel was out on that pier, and it was damaged in a hurricane, so they built Pleasure Pier.
James, all right with y'all?
Fine with me.
I was heading to the ship, and she said somebody said something about being hungry. So I got my mind, I'm going here.
Yeah.
We'll stop there.
Okay. All right, I think we're about where they have the ship. Yeah, I think it's here on the left. Of course, now we've got to find a place to park. Sometimes that can be a challenge at things like this, but this is the bay side of the island. We were over there on the seawall on the Gulf side a little while ago, and we ate lunch and rode across. Yep, I would have never dreamt that the Coast Guard has a sailing ship. We may be illegally parking here, I'm not sure. We're going to turn around. Looks like this is for pickup and drop off only, what it says. And I know in Galveston they will tow your bike. The easiest thing may just be to find the paid parking lots and park there. That way we don't have to worry about being towed. Some of the buildings you can see there are part of downtown Galveston. There's a historical street called the Strand in downtown that has a lot of restaurants and gift shops and places. Paid parking, prepay at Red Flag. If we can find a parking spot, I guess we can pay and park. Ta-da! Well, we made it. There is the Coast Guard sailing ship. Someone said there's a long line to actually get on board. Possibly an hour wait. Maybe I'll just get some shots from the dock here. I don't know if we'll actually get on board or not, if there's that long of a wait. And it does look like a long line over there. A modern day sailing ship. And there's the line. Well, we're going to actually be able to get on board the ship. A couple of our guys in our group are part of the Coast Guard, and they made arrangements to get us on board. Sailing ship, I think pirates. Maybe I should think Christopher Columbus, but I think pirates. Kitchen area going on there.
Thank you for your support. What's your next destination? Key West. Key West, Florida. Oh, wow. Okay, go very good. Thanks for your service. Thank you for your support. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Guess it takes a lot of roads to hoist all those sails.
Think about 100 foot of this rope. Can you range it?
Wow.
Will I get dizzy?
Sorry, excuse me, sir.
Yeah, I guess so.
Everything, yeah, we like decor. He doesn't see us come in, but like, there are people on the yards and all the sales.
Everybody was probably on that.
Like, I was with him.
Somebody found some shade.
2 hands, 1 foot. 3-point connection all the way down.
Kind of steep there, short little steps. Is this where you're giving out the free patches we can sew on our vest?
We used to have them, but they sold out. They sold out.
Maybe next time.
Maybe next time.
Wow.
About 300.
Not one steering wheel, but 3.
270 plus 1 gram for extra then we need to. Yeah, that's a good question. Permanent crew on this boat, they like to keep this at about footage of the boat.
Or what?
The first 2 digits represent the footage of the boat.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
What does it look like? Does it have a dolphin fin on the bottom of it?
Another steering wheel.
You don't really breathe, but like people like that like all the time. We're like, where's the plane?
Yeah.
Look at that little seat. Pretty awesome. We enjoyed the tour. It was very good, very fascinating.
I'm glad you enjoyed the show.
I would have never thought this day and time there would still be a modern sailing ship like this. But
Most of the time, these vessels are for training, so
yeah.
that's exactly what we're using for.
Pretty cool, pretty cool. Well, by the time I rode from the house to Beaumont to Galveston to the sail ship, I rode about 90 miles, which really wasn't that far, but we did spend an hour and a half dealing with the ferry. Well, now we're on the ferry, getting ready to go back home, so I'll actually take you up the stairs and let you see the ferry. This here, part of the Texas Department of Transportation. It's free to ride, and as I said before, if you're coming over here for leisure, for fun, the ferry's kind of cool. Now, when I lived, there was another ferry. Now, when I lived down here, and I had to go to Galveston to register the car or doctor visit or something like that, it wasn't near as fun. But a day like today, a lot of people go out here on the deck. The land you see over there is the mainland side. Over there is actually an old battleship and a submarine that you can tour. And And way across over there, I don't even see it. Oh, there it is, the Port Bolivar Lighthouse is over there across the bay. It's quite an experience. These newer ferries are air conditioned upstairs. Some of the older ones are not. We used to come over here a lot in the car. You can't run your car on the ferry. We'd come up here and sit in the air conditioning. The ferry over there unloading. Let me see if I can get my son Jackson on the camera. Sometimes he's kind of camera shy. He's smiling. He's got something in his ear there. I'm not sure. I guess that's some kind of music device in his ear. See that smile? He's shy. He's timid. Makes no sense to me. There goes a big tanker ship. If you don't live on the coast, I mean, even though I've lived on the coast for a long time, it's still fascinating to see the big ships go by. Several ships out there on the water waiting for their turn and time to come in. My wife and I used to own a home in Port Arthur on the Intercoastal Canal, and the big ships like that would go up and down the Intercoastal Canal right there by the house. We could sit on the balcony and watch the ships go by. Sometimes people working on the ship would wave at me when I was mowing the yard. Now you can see, should be able to see the Port Bolivar Lighthouse across there. A little tugboat pulling a barge. We'll get off the ferry and make our ride on back down the 30-mile Bolivar Peninsula and back to the house. We've had a good ride today. Enjoyed touring the little U.S. Coast Guard sailing ship. Well, we left Beaumont, Texas at about 10 this morning, and it's 5:45 in the evening. Had a great time. Didn't ride that many miles, but I'm a little tired than normal. I think it was from standing outside in the heat, waiting to get on the ferry, both going and coming from Galveston. But we had a fantastic time, and once again, my Indian performed flawlessly. The bike did really well, and my son and I had a great time. And of course, we always look forward to spending time with our motorcycle family.